Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, Anne Heche has passed away at 53. This is a bit of a shock. I heard she'd recently had a car accident. I didn't think too much about it. I assumed she just ran into someone. And then I heard earlier today, I saw a video that it was actually quite a serious accident. She was speeding and she had run into a house, like literally ran 20 or 30 feet into a house. And that she was seriously injured. I thought she'd run into someone and she was sort of in trouble because she'd injured someone else, and it was just like a regular sort of fender bender sort of accident. But then I found out she was actually seriously injured, and I saw some footage of her being taken away on a stretcher of an ambulance and everything. And then I found out it was really serious, that she had, I think, what is called an anoxic brain injury. Basically, she was trapped in the car in the house, which was on fire, and she breathed in so much toxic smoke and gas that it basically damaged her brain so severely that she was comatose and not likely to wake up. And her lungs and everything were damaged. She had burns. Fortunately, the woman who owned the house was a two-story house. She was outside, so she wasn't injured, but the house was on fire. It took 59 firemen to actually get the blaze under control. And this all happened on August 5th. So Anne has been basically kept alive with machines on respirators. She didn't regain consciousness. There's a very horrible image, bit of footage of her gaining consciousness, and as she's being put into the ambulance, and she sort of comes up, and this is horrible. It's just a couple of seconds, but you can tell she's like just coming to consciousness and no idea what's happening. And I think that was the last time she was conscious, and then she'd been in a coma, and they didn't believe she was going to live, that she actually was going to die. And I just saw about an hour ago that it was that serious, and I just saw something that said that she was, unlikely to survive, and I was like, wow, that sounds really bad. I sort of thought, news, they just want a big headline, they want to make it seem really bad. I'm sure she'll recover. She's rich, she's a celebrity, she'll be getting the best treatment. And then I saw a video like half an hour later saying that she died, and I'm like, wow. It was really quick for me. In the same day, I heard about the accident, the severity of the accident, her likelihood not to recover, and then her death in about an hour. It's just kind of shocking. I mean, Anne, she wasn't one of my favourite actresses. She was in some films that were very important to me, like the remake of Psycho. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Of course, she went out of Ellen, and she was part of Ellen coming out, which was a huge thing back in the day. And I know she continued working. I hadn't seen her in anything recently, but it's just kind of shocking. She's just someone who's always been there, and now she's gone. And when Olivia Newton-John and Judith Durham died, I sort of thought, oh, who's next? It always happens in threes, and I was sort of looking at all the singers like Cher and Madonna and sort of hoping nothing would happen to them. And now Anne Heche dies. It's just shocking. I mean, I know she had medical problems. I'm not sure. I'd heard she was manic depressive, or she had manic issues. So I'm guessing she was having some problems because she was speeding through this neighbourhood on Preston Way. I live in Preston, so I noticed that. And she just ran off the road and ran into a house. So there must have been something up with her. You normally don't go speeding through streets. It wasn't like a highway or something. It was just like a residential area, it looked like. There's cameras with footage of her like just speeding through in the car. And then that footage of her coming up on the stretcher, which is really kind of horrible. But I sort of thought she must have been okay from that, but no. I don't know, it's just really sad. I mean, this didn't need to happen. I mean, why wasn't she getting care? She's got money. She has people around her. She's got handlers and fans and everything. Why was no one taking care of her and keeping an eye on her? Why was she speeding through a neighbourhood in the middle of the day for no reason? It's one thing when people get cancer and get sick, like Judith and Olivia, who fought for years and so forth, and we knew they were sick and, it sort of was coming. But for someone like Anne, who was reasonably young, she was 53, and she was a young 53. She didn't seem old whenever you saw her doing things and that. She never felt like an old sort of lady or anything. So it just seems really unnecessary. It just seems like it didn't need to happen at all. So that's why it's kind of shocking to me, because I didn't. People probably heard like 5 days ago she had an accident and she may not recover. I just heard an hour or so ago, and then I just saw it a couple of minutes ago that she actually passed. So, yeah, it's kind of strange. R.I.P. Anne H. Hope she has some more peace, wherever she is now, because she did seem to always be sort of troubled in the whole relationship with Ellen and all that sort of drama and all the issues there, and that it was a thing back in the day. But she seemed to have been managing it fine. She'd had 2 children. She could continue with her acting career. I just assumed she was fine. I didn't expect anything like this. I didn't expect her end to be like this. Oh well, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Know what you think. Thanks, bye.